Hey everyone, welcome into the Flippin' Hippos YouTube channel. I'm Star. Thank you for joining me today. If you're new or you haven't yet, please consider subscribing and helping us feed all of our hungry hippos. And don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Today we're taking a look at jeans that sold on eBay. We're going to be looking at the month of May, and then towards the end I have pulled up some highlights from April. I did not get around to recording a jeans that sold on the eBay platform video for April, so we're going to take a look at both months. I've pulled up the highlights, of course. We're going to be covering 2 months, and I didn't want to be here all day. Your time is very valuable. I know you have things to do. And, you know, in addition to looking at 2 months and having more to talk about, we do sell a lot of the same jeans over and over. And if you're familiar with this channel or you've been here before, you guys know we sell high volume, bread and butter. That's our business model. We do a lot of American Eagle, Gap, Old Navy, Gloria Vanderbilt, and Walmart plus sizes, a lot of Levi's, Madewell, Silver, just like the same things over and over again. Adriana Goldschmidt is one of my favorites as well. So I always try to pull out the highlights to show you the either bread and butter items that I don't talk about a lot that's good information to have if you have any type of volume business, or you have the access to getting jeans at a really good low cost of goods. We get most of ours from ThredUp anymore and other wholesaler bulk buys. And sometimes I do go out to the thrifts here and pay 99 cents a pair. When I buy them in wholesale buys, they're between $1 and $2. So my cost of goods is very low. I do like to show you those bread and butter brands I don't talk about a lot, brands that may be new to me that I got in a bulk buy that I hadn't heard of before. And of course, the jeans that are going to fetch a little bit more money for those of you that aren't so keen on filler items or bread and butter. I do what sold videos bi-weekly. I'm trying to get back to the weekly model of eBay what sold videos. But you can watch those, and I go into a little bit more detail about if I accepted a best offer and things like that. And this jeans-centric video today, to cover the last 2 months, I'm going to go through this pretty quickly, and we're just going to talk about brands. Okay? Are you ready? Let's start with Maurice Ciara. So Maurice I thought was a poop brand, and I discovered they're actually kind of a low-end bread and butter brand. They sell for $20 to $25, which is right around American Eagle and Gap and all of those. I have never sourced these. I've always passed them up. These came in a ThredUp. Now, these might have sold for so much and as quickly as they did because they're the bell-bottom flare. It could be the style. I do well with bell-bottom flares in any brand. But yes, these came in a ThredUp. They are plus size as well. And I always say don't pass on plus sizes ever. I sell Walmart used plus size for more money than the ones that are on the rack new at the store right now. So don't pass up on plus sizes. Certain styles do really well. Skinny, boyfriend, flare are like my top 3 that do well for me. So yeah, these are pretty good. And this is another reason why you shouldn't just judge something when it comes in a bulk buy and say, oh, this isn't any good, and redonate it. If you've paid one price to get a box, a pallet, a Gaylord, whatever, shipped directly to your door, you've already paid for everything. It was delivered to you. So you didn't spend the time or the effort or the wear and tear on your car or gas money to go out and physically search for these items. You got 100 items or 200 pieces sent directly to your door, whatever your bulk buy was. And it's usually a very low cost of goods. So you might as well list everything you can and pinch every penny. Of course, you should prioritize everything that comes out of there. Whether it's video games, plush, jeans, or jewelry, you should definitely get the most expensive stuff up first and then worry about the bread and butter and the poop. Next, we have Levi's 505. I got a lot of Levi's up here to show you. I just wanted to demonstrate the different numbers. You guys, I talk about this a lot. Levi's in and of itself is like an entire entity. You could study Levi's. You can research them on Terapeak. And discover for yourself. There's Levi's that will sell for like 18, and that's all in with shipping, right? All the way up to hundreds of dollars. There's vintage Levi's. There's all these different numbers, different styles. Levi's are definitely a learning curve. There's a lot to learn. And if you don't have a volume-based business, you want to learn the ones that sell for more versus the ones that are going to sell for $20, $25. I will take this moment just to insert here. I do have a jeans guide. It was updated this year. And within the jeans guide, there's a separate section on just Levi's and their selling prices and starting prices. They're included in the spreadsheet that has like the average sell price and sell-through rate on hundreds of brands. I have a ton of Levi's in there as well as a little guide on Levi's themselves, as well as a book on myths of Levi's and jeans in general, how to tell the wash and the style. It's a really informative guide. It is available down in the description box. But that said, 505s are going to sell for around 20 to 25. So that's a number you want to remember. Lane Bryant is a solid bread and butter plus size brand. These are shorts sold for almost $20, and they're just shorts. And the jeans of Lane Bryant sell for about 20 to 25. So their shorts are probably something you want to look for if you don't mind bread and butter. And shorts, again, in general, jean shorts do really well. You could have a poop brand that you can sell the shorts for the same amount or more than the jeans. Big Star is a really good brand. I started these around 35. These used to go for like 50 and 60. That's my sly way of just sneaking one little comment into this video about that race to the bottom. Don't do it. Jean skirts, same as with jean shorts and denim jackets, by the way. I should mention those. Wild Fable is a poop brand, and I don't even like to list the jeans I get when I get them in the thread up. I will, because I want to pinch every penny out of that purchase, like I said. But I like their jean jackets and I like their skirts and their shorts because I can sell them for 15 to 25 depending on what I get. And that's a good return on my investment. But I would never source their full-length jeans in the wild, not even for 99 cents. I'm telling you, I would leave them on the rack. But jean skirts are good. Hollister, this is one of my favorite bread and butters. That's kind of a low-end bread and butter. These usually sell for me from about 18 to maybe 25 if I have a men's pair, but they sell quickly. So if I pay $1 for a pair of jeans, it's going to sell for $18 within a couple of weeks. That's a good fast return on my investment for me. I do like to once in a while mention Hollister. Levi's, $5.15. So there's another good number for you to remember. And also keep in mind, men's jeans are always going to sell more for more than women's. And generally speaking, I don't comp anything anymore. In fact, I have a price list that I use that I actually included in that jeans guide I mentioned. My actual prices that I start all of my jeans at is in that guide. I do update it every year. Prices do fluctuate. You do have that race to the bottom. You have things that come into favor and out of favor and in and out of style. So things do change. I do change my price guide every year. I do research it and update, comp and update my prices. But the same brands that I list over and over and over again, I just have base starting prices for them. And then I go from there. So for instance, Not Your Daughter's jeans, I usually start around 25. These I started a little bit lower because they were capris. So I started these at like 23. So that base price, you can subtract a couple of bucks if they're capris. You can add a couple of bucks if there's anything special about the jeans. A button fly. Distress, ripped, raw hems, anything like that. The Air Flex on men's American Eagle jeans, I had a couple of bucks for that. I always straight up add $5 right away for men's. So keep that in mind. If it's special, if it's plus size, if it's men's, you can always charge a little bit more. And if you do purchase my jeans guide, I do have my price guide in there. We do run sales. I do take offers, but I price high, because I don't want to be a part of the problem with that race to the bottom. I can list items at what they're valued at or even a little bit more and then run my sales and do my offers, but I'm not participating in that race to the bottom. In fact, there's a lot of jeans we sold and the last 2 months in April and May that sold on our clearance, 50% off, that I didn't bring up to show you in this video because I've been talking about the clearance. You know, we're into June. It's halfway through the year. I've been working on clearancing out old items since January, so you've been hearing about it. But some of our stuff that's a year or two old, we have been clearancing out at 50% off. So some of the $50 and $60 jeans, like the silver jeans, the Miss Me's, some of the higher end Levi's are now selling because they're on that 50% off sale. I'm getting rid of my stale inventory. I'm selling off old stuff, but I'm not participating in that race to the bottom. I didn't go in and lower the price of my Miss Me jeans to $19. I ran a 50% off sale on my $40 price tag. Make sense? So yeah, all that stuff is moving. Generally speaking, if it's a year or two older, we're just putting it in the 50% off clearance, but I'm only doing like 10 a day. It's not a priority. It's just something that we're doing, something you can think about doing. We have 4,200 active listings at this point. And when you have high volume like that, you're going to have a lot of stuff that gets old. It just happens. It's part of being a volume-based business. It's why folks with 5,000, 8,000, 10,000 listings will usually have some kind of warehouse or storage because they have so many items. Just My Size is a good brand for plus size if you like bread and butter. If you're not into the filler items or high volume, probably not for you. This is a brand that used to be able to, you used to be able to buy this at Kmart. I don't know why I can't speak today. $20 usually, right on the nose. And they're usually plus size, which they'll sell quickly. So this is another thing. You can sell them for $20 minus fees. You're looking at around $17. And then shipping is going to be around $6 if you're using ground. If you paid $1 for them, you've made a $10 profit. But they're plus size, so they're going to sell more quickly. So you turn your $1 into $10 more quickly. Makes sense? Here's another Lane Bryant. This is again, plus size brand, trusted. People like this. It has a distinct following of women who wear plus size. Cut from the Cloth, still a decent bread and butter brand. It used to be a bolo, but again, race to the bottom. Don't do it. I'm trying so hard not to get up on my soapbox this video. $28 is still pretty good for bread and butter. And I will purchase these if they're like $2 or more. I'm not more. $2 or less, sorry, at the thrift. I don't really go out thrifting that often anymore. About 99% of our inventory comes directly to our door. I do go out thrifting once a month with my local meetup group and get a couple of items here and there. But for the most part, everything is delivered here, wholesale. Cello. So these I thought were poop too, but apparently they're bread and butter. So I'm not going to be mad if I get more of these in the thread-up box. These were junior size 9 skinny. They didn't take that long. For clothing, they didn't take that long. Clothing is pretty long tail sometimes. $20. So that's a good bread and butter. Massimo. I cannot tell you all. Massimo, I cannot tell you all enough that Massimo actually has a really good following, and Target doesn't sell Massimo anymore. They've changed to a different brand. So anyone who liked the Massimo clothing is going to be coming online to buy it. So if you find it at the thrift for decent enough, $2 or less, or you get it in a wholesale, keep in mind you're going to sell it for $20 to $25. But there are folks out there looking specifically for Massimo clothing, shoes, accessories, and it has a following. Levi's $5.15, another good number to keep an eye out for. And But I Love Yous. So this is another example of something I sell for not a lot of money, but very quickly. Most clothing takes about 6 to 9 months to sell, and that is a fact. In fact, we also have a clothing guide, and in that guide, we do have the average sell-through rate of hundreds of brands and different types of clothing, and we categorize it slow, medium, and fast. If you purchase the clothing guide, you'll see that they're highlighted in red for slow, yellow for medium, and green for fast sales. And we base that on if it sells faster than the 3-month average, that's fast. 3 to 6 months is medium, and anything over 6 is red. Most of that spreadsheet is red and yellow. There's very rarely any green. There's very little yellow in comparison to the red. It's just because clothing is the biggest category on eBay. It's really oversaturated now. You can still make money in clothing, but you're going to be sitting on things a little bit longer. It's going to have a longer sell-through rate. There are things that sell faster than others. There are certain really expensive luxury and bolo brands and vintage clothing that will fall into that green or fast, selling within 3 months. And there's always exceptions too. I always tell people, hey, this is one of those brands that I know falls into red. This is going to take 6 months to sell. You list it, boom, it sells overnight. Well, maybe you had a style or a size specifically that a specific buyer was looking at. Right place, right time. It happens all the time. You can list a piece of jewelry, a plush, a video game, and somebody is online shopping for that at that moment. It does happen, and things can sell like that. Also, there is a way, and there are buyers who have the eBay app set up to let them know when specific things are available or come listed. So it's sometimes things sell very quickly, and it's not because you priced it too low. It could be. So double check yourself and recomp it. Honor the sale, obviously, but just check yourself for future knowledge. But usually it's just right place, right time. There's items I know I'm going to be sitting on for months, and they sell within a week. It just happens. But the majority of clothing is very long tail and very slow. The But I Love You sells pretty quick. The wax jean itself, that brand is poop. Its sell-through rate is very low, like 1%. It just doesn't sell. It's poop. But the But I Love Yous. And then there's a Wanna Better Butt from YMI. YMI is a poop brand. But the Wanna Better Butts, the But I Love Yous, they sell really fast. They're almost always very small, junior sizes. They're going to ship for like $5 to $6 ground. Even priority, they're not that much. They don't weigh a lot, and they will sell very quickly. So I do like to get these for $1 or $2. It's a really quick return on your investment. So that is all of the highlights from May. We're going to get into April now. I'm going to try to run through these a little more quickly. However, this is a teaching channel, and as you can tell, every time I come to a point where there's something I can teach you or some kind of wisdom I can impart, I do try. I don't like to just do the highlight reel of, hey, here's all my best sales, here's the highlight reel. I like to teach you guys as I go as to why this is a good choice to source, or maybe not, depending on your business model. If I ever have mistakes, I show them too. I didn't have any to show you this month, but I will show you my mistakes when I make them, because then you don't have to make them. You can learn from mine. All right, J. Crew. This is a decent bread and butter brand on eBay. It does do better on Poshmark, I will tell you that. J. Crew is a good brand for Poshmark. Wrangler, I avoid the women's, personally, if I'm sourcing on purpose on my own. If I get a pair in a box, I'm listing it. But the men's jeans do well. They usually sell for about $25, and they sell a little more quickly than other brands. Men's Wrangler jeans do have a really good following. Adriana Goldschmied, I mentioned earlier, I love this brand. It will still sell for over $40, all in with shipping. Don't ruin that. List these at what they're worth, folks, because they will sell for $40+. Levi's 512s, these sell for over $30. These are a poop brand, yo, these are a poop brand, but listen, they're unique and they're special. And I got them in a wholesale lot, so I was going to list them, right? With really good keywords, you can sell anything. And sometimes the brand doesn't matter. You can have a poop brand, but if it's a nice looking piece of clothing, like a men's button front with really great graphics, plus size, or 90s or 80s retro, you can sell it. These sold for $30, and it is a poop brand, but because they're acid wash. And there is a chapter in my jeans guide to teach you about acid wash, stone wash, and all of that, just so you know. These are acid wash. I always want to say acid wash. I don't know why it's so hard for me to say. Fishnet, distressed, raw hems. I mean, these have a lot going on. that make them desirable. And if you use the good keywords in your title, you can sell anything for more money than what that brand is typically worth if it's a good looking piece of clothing that has desirable elements. Madewell, solid brand, sells for about 30 to 35. American Eagle men's, I sold these for 25. So yeah, again, add like $5 if it's men's. You can get a little bit more money for men's clothing. Levi's 524. These will sell for about 25 to 30, especially if they're the 2 super low. Another Madewell. Lauren Conrad is not a good brand, but new with tags, it is. So I brought these up to show you that and tell you that real quick as just like a small teaching aside. I always say about the plus sizes, the jean shorts, the denim jackets, the denim skirts. If it has something unique or special or good graphics, sometimes the brand doesn't matter. That's the same with new with tags. You can have a poop or a mediocre brand new with tags. You can still sell it for 20, 30, 40 bucks. So don't pass over those new with tags that you find at the thrift. 524s by Levi's. These sell for about 25 to 30. Again, these are also 2 super low. So you want to look for the 2 super lows in any of the numbers. These are 315s. These will sell for about 20 to 25. Sometimes a little bit more depending on your style and size. And Hudson. Hudson's a good brand. These were one of my clearance, 50% off. So for whatever reason, these sat for over a year. It probably is the size and the color. If I have Hudson regular blue jeans that are like a size 30 plus or more, you know, they'll usually sell for right around 35 to 40. And they sell before they sit there long enough that I want to put them on clearance. So these are probably because they're gray, they're smaller size. That's probably why they sat, because that all comes into play as well. I got these out of a thread-up box. I've never found Hudson in the wild on my own, and that's how I know that. But Hudson is a good brand, especially if you can find the bigger sizes in the blue jeans. But I'm still not going to snark at, you know, 24 bucks on something I paid $1 for. I wish it hadn't sat till it went on clearance, but it is what it is. So that is the highlights of our jean sales from both April and May on the eBay platform. And I will be back later this week with some more videos for you guys. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, let me know down below. Join our Facebook group, Flippin' Hippos Reseller Pod. And go be productive. Go make some money. Until next time, thank you for watching. You guys are the best. Bye.